Hey Capricorn, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your storyline or wavelength on this reading, go check your other major placements, and maybe just go check your other major placements anyway, because there's always interesting little tidbits. At least for me, my top 4 major placements, I can find any one of them will be relevant. Or have some extra information about the situation or something like that. So, and then at the end, I'm going to post pictures of the spread so that you guys can see, you know, all the cards that I drew and all of that. All right, so we're starting with the Oracle Mystical Moments for an intuitive vibe of where we're going here. Okay, do we have another one for Capricorn? Is this a silent week for you? Kind of starting out that way. Anything else for Capricorn? Anything else? This is it. Wow, Capricorn. I don't know that I've ever had. I don't know. Fascinating. 1 card. Lullaby. This is about you turning off your mind and just feeling it, feeling your own vibe, feeling your own soul, feeling your own vibration, letting some waters settle and listening to that. Your intuition rises when the waters settle. With meditation, you know, any kind of extended meditation, I can't describe it. You really settle in with no purpose. You're not trying to do anything. You're not trying to make yourself calm. You're not trying to make yourself enlightened. You're not trying to zone out. You're just breathing and focusing on breathing and whatever. And then thoughts come in. And they always turn out to be my best and favorite thoughts. But they're the ones that come only after my brain's been silent for a while. So that's what this is. That's what this energy is. You're listening to your own vibe. You're listening to the sound of your own breath. You're turning your brain off and you're letting waters settle, and you're allowing, you know, once everything's quiet, then the little mouse of intuition can come tiptoeing out once it's all quiet. So that's what you're doing. You're getting very quiet this week. Really listening to your own music, the stuff you can't hear physically. And you're turning off your mind right up here. And you're letting your intuition shine just a little bit. It's been very quiet lately, so you need to get quiet here. I've never gotten 1 card. And to get 1 card that's so silent and so quiet, and there's nothing going on here. He's a musician. He's not even playing his music. It's just a big silent pause this week. Not the most exciting reading I've ever had, but it's called Lullaby, by the way. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. That's what you're doing. That's wild to me. I mean, I think it makes sense too, because no other cards came out. So it's real quiet. You're really letting things. No Capricorn I know is gonna like that message. It's not a single one I have known or met where that's their home base. Is quiet, stillness, watery, feeling their feelings. Wow. Fascinating. All right, Capricorn, here's your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Oh, that's why you're getting very quiet. Okay. In your recent past, you have this King of Wands energy. So there was a lot of inspiration, a visionary. This was probably a person, either you or someone you knew. There's a resurrection vibe here with our little salamander, the phoenix of the lizards. We have strength, we have patience, and we have determination, focused, inspired movement forward, very excited, eagerness. There's a lot of eagerness here and a lot of excitement and a lot of just feeling very inspired and ready to go. And what's the plan? And this is my, oh, I need to boot my nose here. Okay. And this is my plan. And this is my, this is so exciting. What next? I can see him. He's watching presentations in some sort of room, but you know, we have this sort of medieval vibe here. So he's a king. He's an old king in his rustic little fortress, and his people are all coming and doing their version of the PowerPoint presentation, and he's getting very excited to do something, and he's watching the ideas come in, and is getting, I mean, look, his fist is tight here in anticipation and excitement, and he's ready. And then in your present situation, you have this Knight of Cups. So another emotional, this could be a cup here, but he's armored up, he's suited up, he knows that there are risks involved, and yet he offers. This could be you or somebody else, and yet he offers this beautiful cup of love or an emotional communication of some sort. It was very inspired, very excited to do this. Really thought the king really thinks about what's good for everybody and his whole kingdom, right? That's just the role. That's not true about every king, but that's what they're supposed to be doing. That's the role, right? So this king is thinking things. He's not thinking things through, but he's excited on everybody's behalf. He had a belief. You had a belief, or somebody had a belief that what their idea was going to be really great for everybody. And then in the present situation, we have you or somebody coming towards you with this beautiful cup of love and emotional communication, an eye on the future, an eye on the prize, sort of divinely. I'm really seeing a halo effect here. I mean, it's there, but I'm seeing it today very clearly and obviously. So there's some sort of pure offering here that's about the future. He wants to go forward with you, or he or she, gender really doesn't matter with these, but whoever's bringing in this offering is looking to the future and is very bringing in a lot of love and some emotion in their cup. Inside of you, in your hopes and your fears, you have the Strength card. This is taking a lot of inner strength for you, either to make this offering or to deal with this offering or to handle this offering. And this is, I believe, where you're going to find that inner strength and that inner voice. So here she is with the Lion. This is a masculine and feminine vibe coming together, but it takes so much strength. I mean, yeah, a lot of inner strength is required in this situation, just a lot of inner strength and patience. And you might be worried that you don't have enough of it, and you're not going to be able to pull this off. I mean, because this is the lion. She's, lion taming, but she has to be very calm to tame the lion and show a lot of patience and a lot of strength or fortitude, just in order to tame this lion, in order to bring this wild masculine into your life. It requires some patience. I don't know if I want to talk about like training a wild masculine. That sounds like, one, a bad idea, and two, a bad idea. So I think that's just, taming a part of yourself, maybe a wild, maybe slightly ferocious part of yourself. I'm thinking of the circus and the lion tamer and him putting his head inside the lion's mouth. And I don't really, that's the image I have. And I don't like that image of the lions being trained in the circus and the abusive practices that have to be used in order to accomplish that. And yet we're sitting here with this major arcana card, Strength, about taming something. So let's just say it was like she was the lion whisperer. There was no like coercion involved. She's the lion whisperer. Because we're getting quiet anyway. We got this little soundless lullaby. So you're the lion whisperer for something that's strong and a little bit wild in your heart. It's always going to maintain that little bit of wildness. Honestly, the heart is really wild. The heart is crazy and comes up with, it's never solves anything. It's the number one problem maker in the world. Not quite, I'm exaggerating, but is the heart. There'd be no plot to any story or no plot twist whatsoever if it weren't for this wild beast of our hearts. So she's calming the heart down, tempering the heart. And you're wondering if you can do that. You're wondering if you can. It's going on inside you, and you're trying to calm down this lake, this water. And then what's at issue here is very curious to me, is the Six of Swords. There's somebody leaving. So it's supposed to be the Six of Swords. It's the Six of Swords in reverse. So upright, the Six of Swords is leaving a painful place behind, leaving a war-torn land, taking the risk of the open ocean with a known storm out there versus staying where you're at, because that's too painful. Where you are at, who you are, the situations of your life, or just even the habits of your life, it's just become too painful, and you were supposed to launch off of this place that's not working for you at all. And not working for you is putting it nicely. It's really just like almost it's damaging you, and you're supposed to have launched from that, but you haven't. You're staying someplace, either in a mentality or a relationship or a job where it is increasingly painful and difficult to deal with and awful, and there's been no nerve built up to go out into, maybe this is where you're needing to build in your inner strength here, because he's lost his nerve to head out into the unknown, into a known stormy territory. Well, here we are, we're trying to be calm, right? And maybe once you find that calm, you can head out into the stormy territory and into the storm out at sea, because you know that beyond that storm, well, for one, storms don't go on forever. So far, storms don't go on forever. And then two, there's a land out there. In another deck, you can see the sun shining after the storm onto a distant other land. So it's very curious, like, why haven't you taken these steps to change your circumstances, to change your situation, maybe even to change a little bit who you are and bring this in? I mean, you might be worried about the storm up ahead, but you're the peacer. You're the peacekeeper, or the peacer. You're the peace is within. The peace comes from within, and the storm can rage out there in the open ocean. But your peace is within, and maybe you're worried about your own storm and not being able to maintain this peace. I mean, these are both about, I like that these two came out together, because here we have a watery emotion guy. He's suited up though. He's not just being extra vulnerable. He's being slightly vulnerable with that cup there. And then we have this inner strength, inner peace card in your insides. So both of those together are this inner peace guy, emotional inner peace. But the inner peace is within you. Like, yeah, the storm is scary out here, but you bring with you your own courage, your own strength, your own peace into this stormy territory. But, you gotta want to get away from the pain enough to risk the unknown. So it doesn't look like you're quite ready to get away from the pain enough to risk that. Storm. In your environment, you have the Judgment card. You have things from the past coming back for reevaluation. What did you do? Did it work out? Do you like the results? What did other people do? Did that work for you? Do you like the results of that? There's some sort of, maybe something from your past has come back in to you, and it's raising a bunch of questions, like, how was it? How was that thing from the past? Do I want a repeat of that thing from the past, or don't I? How did I behave? Am I proud of how I behaved? So consequences, but mostly reevaluation. Consequences could be coming back from something you did in the past, but mostly it's a reevaluation of who you are, who you've been in a situation or in a different place, and you're contemplating that, or that's going on around you. I would hate to imagine that somebody's actually having a class reunion, but it could be something similar to that in vibe and in spirit, as far as like seeing people from your past and wondering, like, was I okay to them, or bringing back up something like, hey, you really hurt me, and then they get an opportunity to deal with that. I've never been to a class reunion. I have no idea what they're like, but and then the person gets a chance to deal with that, and to, like, what are they going to say? Are they going to say, nope, oh, too bad for you, you're a dumbass still? Or are they going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I was in high school and I was a idiot, just like the rest of us were. So something like that, a judgment, but it is some sort of vibe like that is coming back, where something's going to come back up from the past, resurrecting from the past, and allowing you to have an opportunity to look at it and then decide what you want to do with that, what now was, and judging it, saying, was it good? Was it bad? What did I do? Am I proud of what I did? That kind of thing. And then in your to-do list, it's a fascinating to-do list. It's the 10 of Pentacles. We're talking inheritance. This is the inheritance card, abundance card, rewarding the good card, rewarding loyal family members, rewarding the future. I mean, I'm just seeing this dog right here, and he's patting the dog on the head saying, good boy, good boy. And it has to do with abundance and money. So maybe somebody treated you well, and you need to reward them and make sure that they understand that you appreciate the relationship and you appreciate them for who they are and that they are a good person. And maybe you need to bring that energy, because this is the energy you're being called into. So bequeathing something, be it praise, be it money, be it some kind of inheritance, some kind of giving. There's a sense of abundance here, and from that abundance you will give, and you will give generously to someone who it's not a random person. It's like someone who's related to you, someone who was related to you, someone who has done you good. I mean, because right next to this judgment card, this is like, did someone treat you well? You know, and coming in with this generosity and saying yes, or maybe even coming in with a generosity if indeed something from the past is coming up to talk to you about something, and maybe you need to just make sure you're coming from a generous spirit, a very forgiving spirit. If someone wronged you, a very generous spirit. If you wronged someone, responding very generously and kindly, making, I want to say, recompense for the sin of being, or the trouble of being related to you. Like, oh boy, yeah, it's been hard. That's why I'm leaving you $1 million, because I understand that being my kid was not the easiest. So there's some sort of rewarding here going on. So you're bequeathing something to somebody out of a spirit of generosity, be that emotional generosity or financial generosity, whatever you need to do. Something from the past has come up, and you need to respond to it out of an abundance and with a lot of generosity and kindness. Forgiveness, paying it forward, really, is how I see this card. Paying it forward. Something's come back, and you need to pay it forward. And then in your possible outcome here, we have the Tower. So something, so this is just a heads up. This generosity, this kindness, this paying it forward sense here, could result in some sort of Tower moment with revelations coming in, belief systems crashing, tumbling to the ground, things being revealed. I mean, it's all on the purpose. We have the dawn coming in behind here. So it's all on the purpose of renewal, but something surprising and shocking may happen. And it may come out of this generosity. Well, you know, what I was saying earlier about meditation, and especially just like breathing and just focusing on being and existing, which can take honestly a lot of work and a lot of skill. So what we have here though is what I was saying at the beginning, is when you do get calm, when you do get that inner strength and that inner patience going on, these things come back, they come up of their own accord, and you need to be pouring from a full cup. So the thoughts will come up with a generosity. You don't have to be thinking things. Answers come to you. So there's something about this where this sense of generosity and paying something forward could directly lead to this Tower moment of some sudden change happening in your life, some sudden revelation. Maybe if somebody suddenly feels safe around you, they are able to reveal some things about themselves that you find very surprising. But also it could just be like a warning, heads up, something's coming in soon for you that might be a little shocking, and this is where you need to be. This is the energy you need to be in, because you can handle this. You can handle this so much easier if you've done this work. Yeah, there was a family crisis at one point, very serious family crisis, and we thought we were going to lose somebody, and I had been, for whatever reason, for the whole month before that, I had somehow managed to get in 2 to 3 hours of meditation time. So the whole 3-week crisis, I was absolutely calm and able to handle it completely, because I was in this space so thoroughly and so completely. Well, and then of course that freaked me out. So every time my meditations start getting a little long, I start to get a little worried about what's coming down the pike. But so you can really handle this when you're in this space, because you bring the calm to the storm. You bring the calm. It's your calm inside of you. You bring that, and that allows you to weather any storm. So maybe this Tower moment is you finally turning this right side up, leaving this place of pain, heading out into the unknown. The unknown is a little scary. There is a storm out there, but you're the peace supplier here. So you bring in your own peace, and I think that's why we only got that card. All right, Capricorn, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful week.